Radiant team back.
Sideline of goal! Lakewood doing it! They're gonna take! He's gonna bring down Burning. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive! Wait, oh, seconds left. He's got one sub. He's got a second. He's taking it out. Oh my god! On three! They're all dead!
Welcome everybody to the WPC Dota 2 action here. I'm Gods and I'm going to be joined by Winter in just a second. Let me get in on Skype. How are you doing, Winter? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, my Malaysian brother. Ready to cast some Malaysian Dota. We've got Titan with 2 matches today.
Sup, I'm ready. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see. I'm waiting to see what have they trained up for the last couple of weeks. They've been having a lot of practice going into this tournament.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the online tournament results they've had haven't been the best, but you put them in China on LAN setting, and that's where Titan have a lot of experience and can do really well. So we'll see exactly how they match up here. They're going to have 2 of the easier matchups today. They play CIS and then they play Orenda. In my opinion, possibly the 2 easiest teams in the tournament. With that said, Titan have not been playing all that well.
Is Orenda a new team or?
Yes, Orenda's the team that came through the amateur qualifier. So the way WPC works is they have they had a semi-pro qualifier and then they have an amateur qualifier, and Orenda came through the amateur qualifier. So and then CIS, they came through the semi-pro qualifier. So semi-pro qualifier was like CIS, the New Speed Gaming team, as well as teams like Tongfu Guangzhou, I believe. But Orenda came through the amateur qualifier. So in theory, they should be a random unknown amateur team, but they actually beat CIS the other day, Orenda.
Okay,
So
that's pretty interesting. I didn't catch the match, but
no, LD casted that one. I didn't catch it either. So actually, no, it wasn't LD. It was Mort. But yeah, so CIS lost 2-0 to Orenda, but that was a bit unexpected. How do you think Titan will do in China?
I'm not sure because they have been very unstable. Same like a lot of the teams around here from Southeast Asia. But like you say, during a LAN event, and when everything is so like tense, they'll be able to play really well if they get their game together.
I think it's the one thing they do have that gives them edge. Like especially just looking at like Southeast Asian scene as a whole. Like lately, it's been like some lesser known Southeast Asian teams like RRQ. Even Scythe doing really well in these tournaments, but like you put teams like Titan or even your team Orange like on a LAN setting, and that's where you guys do a lot better because you guys have much more LAN experience than some of these younger teams in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, probably. But the one that has like I guess like the most LAN experience, either Titan or Mineski from Southeast Asia.
Yeah, that's true. Mineski have not been doing too well lately. But
Yeah, and talking about the hero picks, recently it have been everyone has been like banning Naga in the first phase and picking it in the first phase, but this game none of them are picking it. I know Titan have been starting to pick it up for themselves already recently. They've been the team that actually they didn't want to play Naga because like their play style was more 5-man and they push and pressure a lot early game. And
Yes.
they are supposed to do well against a Naga because when you pick a Naga as a carry, you essentially give up the early game, you give up the control to the enemy since you'll be playing with one hero down. He can't really offer much to his team apart from helping disable if his teammate is in trouble with the song. But apart of that, the early game, if you pick a Naga, it's going to be tough on your team.
so neither team going for the Naga just yet. Titan have an Invoker to start off their draft. We look to CIS to see exactly what they want to get. I'm going to be casting. Well, I have the viewers are watching the Chinese stream, so they can see the players shot and stuff. Winters, so we have to be careful not to spoil the picks too much. Because
Yeah,
the Chinese stream is like 15
I-
seconds behind the game.
I still have no idea how to use the link you sent me to see the stream.
You need a Google VLC player. That's where you got to start.
I already downloaded that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll help you after this game, and it'll help you out. But for now, CIS they go into Ancient Apparition as well as a Sand King. So Sand King very early on. The AA's pick not so much of a surprise, but Sand King really being prioritized quite high by CIS.
Yeah, I think Sand King is one of those the newer greedy supports where you just go jungle at the start very early when you get level 3. Like most of the teams I've seen them play, they run Sand King with a core like a Doom. Because like the Doom can go jungle for a bit until the Sand King give the Sand King until level 3, so he has level 2 Sandstorm. Then he can start to clear stacks efficiently. And from then on his dagger will come around, like you go naked dagger, you get it like 8 minutes, 9 minutes. It's pretty ridiculous the amount of work you can do after that dagger.
Man, I gotta say, Titan, they're looking. I like their jerseys. I gotta say, Titan are looking sharp while they're in China. So one of the better dressed teams. To go off topic, like looking at other teams, like Newbie had some just really weird looking jerseys, but the Titan jerseys are sweet, man. I gotta say, I want to get me one of those Titan jerseys.
My favorite jerseys has to be Navi's jersey.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
it's actually Navis just have like good colors to them.
Yeah, the color is really nice.
Yeah. Well,
How about the
what's
BTS jersey? When is it coming?
oh, we don't have a pro team yet at least. Maybe we should be announcing one
I
today.
thought you announced a pro team like
Yeah.
moments ago.
That's true. I didn't even know we were doing that. I suddenly like I said, well, it was Lysander who put that again. So all credit goes to Lysander for organizing that one. But we had no idea. He was like, "Hey, look, I did this." We're like, "Sweet." We weren't planning anything for April Fools. So, but yeah, Titan. Like a lot of teams just have T-shirts with designs on. Like CIS just have normal T-shirts with like a graphic design on it, but Titan are actual jerseys. So it's the same for like a team like Navi I don't know. I like the EG jackets. I think they're kind of cool. Have not many teams have actual like jackets like they do. But
Yeah, jackets are pretty useful too. You can actually use it for other reasons apart
it's
from
always
just wearing
freezing
it.
cold at events. Like
Yeah.
events can be really freezing cold. But
The air condition is always too bad.
yeah. But we'll get further onto our draft now. Centaur War Run are going to be the pick for Titan. This has become a kind of staple offlane pick, and something Titan have run a lot. This will be a Hyos hero for the offlane. I guess Yamate plays the... Does he play the Invoker? Because it's definitely a KYXY here, but Yamate is the
Yeah.
solo mid player.
They actually switch up the roles if they pick Invoker from the last few times. He definitely can play Invoker, but recently I remember their games, they were actually switching up the roles. When they get Invoker, KYXY will take middle, and Yamate will take the carry.
Okay. He's played carry in the past, so that's not like too big of a shock for him.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be much difference though, because I know KYXY, he likes to play Invoker. So,
Yeah.
and Yamate is not, from what I know, he's not very comfortable with that hero in general. So, he wants to pick something else that he's more comfortable with. So they're just changing roles. I think it's only for this hero, and if they run Lone Druid, there's another situation where they run
Yeah.
Lone Druid solo mid and Yamate doesn't play it. Yeah,
They
that's
w-
the two scenarios.
The Chinese commentators before the game starts, he's one of the commentators for this match, and he was talking about KYXY having one of the best lone druids. He was
Yeah,
really
he does. It's very his Lone Druid is very underrated. I think
Yeah.
his Lone Druid is very like one of the best in the world.
like it's not like quite on like Admiral Bulldog level. Maybe I would say it's definitely in like the top five,
I
maybe
think
top three.
he could be as good as MR Bulldog. It's just that he
Yeah.
doesn't play it as much as Bulldog. That's why he doesn't get noticed as much.
Yes.
They only use like Lone Druid when they get a very strong condition where they can use Lone Druid as a safe lane 1 versus 1 matchup and they have a good tri lane. Or
Yeah.
they are using Lone Druid purposely to get a better 1v1 matchup, especially against OD in the lane.
Okay. Well, we'll see exactly what heroes are going to come out here. As for CIS, we're going to see what looks like a black faceless void. The player who, by the Chinese, is called Little B or Zhao B. He's Little Burning, and he's going to be on the faceless void.
Wait, he's drafting?
Yeah, Black is the drafter for this team. He's...
Do they speak like English or...
You know, when they show Black speaks Chinese, I believe. Like he's been learning Mandarin while he's been in China. Like if you look at the stream, like you can watch the stream just on Beyond the Summit here, and you can see Black actually talking to his entire team, and I believe he speaks some Chinese. He's always laughing and joking. Like he seems to get along really well with the Chinese players.
I see, okay.
I don't know what it is, but he's just a very friendly, lovable
Yeah.
guy, I guess.
Chinese is not the easiest language to learn, you know
Yeah.
that.
Well, maybe his teammates speak English, but I always see Black talking and conversing with his team. But he's said in interviews he's learning Chinese. I don't know how good his Chinese is, but he's definitely been learning and practicing it quite a lot. He's really trying to get
Yeah.
into the whole Chinese culture.
And talk about Rubik, this game is like a dream game for Rubik. Every hero has something useful for you to steal.
Yes. Oh man. I'm not big. As nice as like stealing Chronosphere sounds, every time I see Rubik steal Chronosphere, I've never seen a Rubik use Chronosphere to like great effect because you can't actually trap the Faceless Void, and it's not like any of your teammates can do anything in the Chronosphere unless they're like ranged carry heroes.
Yeah, but you can use it to trap his team. Sometimes it's pretty useful when your team, like you said, has a very good range DPS, then the Chronosphere can be useful. But apart from that, it's usually used as an escape, where you just trap and you just get out.
Yeah.
You can't really fight.
Well, the Venomancer are going to be the other pick for CIS, so it looks like we'll see Venomancer as a core hero with Sand King AA as the two supports. So Venomancer mid against Invoker. Veno does pretty well mid against Invoker, I find.
Yeah, he does pretty well against almost everyone. I think Veno with the Ward's max skill build, he doesn't
Yeah.
have any trouble against anybody. I think it's mostly he'll just be able to farm and push out the lane and control the rune most of the time and just continuously pressure against the tower. But the lineup of CIS now is just all heavy team fight. And Titan has more like utility and sort of speed pushing power, and Shaman will be able to take down towers himself. So maybe Titan is just going to go focus on more split pushing instead of trying to clash head on against the CIS heavy team fight lineup.
Yeah, you don't really want to be fighting into the Chrono AA Ice Blast, Sand King AoE, Veno AoE. Unless you've got yourself already. If they get enough farm and level advantage, like they get a mech up, they can still team fight somewhat into that, because they'll have the better initiation potentially with a Centaur Blink. But I think like you say, the split push is the way to go with a draft like this.
Yeah, but it's really difficult to say though, because like looking at their heroes, they have team fight potential as well. Like with the Centaur
Yeah.
initiation and the Shaman boss, if they get a good start, they get good advantage from the early laning phase. They can actually take fights against CIS, because like A and Sand King, they both need a lot of space as supports to get levels, and before they get their ultimates up, and especially the blink on the Sand King, I think Titan can actually fight against them before the Sand King has blink.
Okay. Well, the other big thing is what kind of build does the Invoker go? Because if you want to control the team fights, Invoker going for a Quaswex build with an EMP can destroy Faceless Void and Sand King. That completely cripples their mana.
Totally agree. I think Quaswex would definitely be the go-to build against like team fights like CIS have. But like having the Exort would give his team some other things like Sunstrike with the Centaur Blink. They can have better pickoff, and not to mention you can have Port Spirits pushing with the Shaman Ward. So it still gives your team some sort of split pushing advantage. But if you're going for the Quaswex, it means that you're just going to be defending and just trying to hold back the push, or try to win fights and get small skirmishes happening early, since Quaswex is much stronger in the early few levels.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what build to go. I think I'd lean slightly towards the Exort, just because I think KOXY prefers that, and the Forward Spirit push strat you talk about is...
He actually prefers Quaswex.
Okay. Okay, he's been doing that more lately.
Yeah, and the Quaswex, if you go into a good start, you can go for the Ghost Walk into an early Orchid. That can give your team a lot of pressure. You're constantly hunting, and Orchid Quaswex, it's very easy to kill the Faceless Void if the Faceless Void doesn't go for early BKB. And usually Faceless Voids don't want to go for BKB. You want to go for damage output, so you can kill heroes with your Chronosphere with ease.
Yep. Well, CIS picked themselves up a Clockwork, so that's going to be their offlane, it looks like, with the Venom mid. And then Titan, last pick for them, you guys will see it soon on the stream, it's going to be a Clinks for Yamate. So it'll be the KYXY Invoker with a Yamate Clinks. Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of split pushing, like with the Clinks and the Shaman, and most likely the Centaur will be just also trying to get his early dagger and just trying to pick off heroes. So it feels to me that their plan will be just defending with the Invoker alone if he goes for Quaswex, and the Clinks and the Shaman will be just off to doing their own stuff with the Centaur. Rubik might probably even join the base, the tower defense early on when CIS wants to group and push.
Yep. Well, we'll hop ourselves into the game in just a second. We'll see what the two teams have in store for us. Titan coming all the way from Malaysia. They're representing one of two teams to represent Southeast Asia, the other team being your team, Orange Winter. When do you actually head off for China?
In May.
In May? God, that's like a full month away.
Yeah, it's May 8th if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Well, you'll actually play Titan in China? Like,
I'm not sure. From what I know, the admin said there's a chance we just play online here.
Okay. Because I know you're meant to play every team in the Eastern group, which includes Titan. So, I guess there's a chance you will play online.
Yeah, we have to play everybody, and if the schedule doesn't allow us to play there, we have to play our match online.
Okay, gotcha. But Titan, the first Southeast Asian representative in China, they've got two matches today. The first one here up against CIS, as we'll see them take on some of China's finest throughout the term. But so far, starting off day one with a slightly easier matchup than some of the big dogs like DK, IG, etc. They're going to be taking on CIS, and later on today, Team Orenda. Over on the Radiant side, it is going to be Team Titan. We've got Net, the support player on the Shadow Shaman, Extinct playing the support Rubik. We're going to see Yamate playing the Clinks. We're going to see Ahayo on the offlane Centaur. And then finally in the mid lane is going to be KYXY on Invoker. And Winter, who's on the Dire side?
I actually want to say he's going for Exort. I was wrong. And on the dire side, we have CIS Demons playing the Sand King, Ayo on his Ancient Apparition, Black the Drafter for the team playing the Faceless Void, and on the middle lane we have Inflame handling the Venomancer, and June will be on the offlane Clockwork.
Okay, so yeah, Exiled Invoker Wrath, but it does give him more pushing power with like the Forged Spirits. Not to mention, you often see Necrobook builds coming out of Exiled Invokers as well. So maybe something we'll see come out from KYXY this game.
Yeah, it's also good support for the Klinks when the Klinks is going to hunt with his Orchid. Having the Sunstrike means they can just kill anybody.
Yep. Alrighty, well, I'll quickly log off Steam as I forgot to do that. Whoopsie. There we go, we're good to go. But yeah, so center offlane, he's going to be up against... This is pretty much free farm for Black in the safe lane, but at the same time, Klinks, more or less free farm for him at bottom. Yamate will have a good time there. Supports both on both sides will look to do pulls. And for Titan, this is okay. Sure, Faceless Void's the slightly better late game carry compared to a Klinks, but you need your supports to get the early levels farm. Not to mention Klinks can't really fight that early on.
I think like Faceless Void in this game has to be so much fun, and even in the late game, he has to be like super late game for him to be much stronger than the Klinks. I think like during the 10, 15, 20 minute mark, Klinks is still a lot stronger than the Faceless Void since he takes more time to come online, and it depends also on what item selection that he goes for this game.
Alrighty, well, we'll see what that may be.
Do you like to go for the Battle Fury? I personally dislike actually that build.
I used to like it, but I don't anymore. Lately, it just... Because if you go Battle Fury, then you have to go BKB. You don't really do much damage with Battle Fury BKB. We'll see a Hayo come towards the mid lane. Well,
Yeah.
no actual harass. He's the one getting harassed, but just scaring back in Flame.
He's just completely zoned out at top. Like the
Yeah.
AA in the lane is just so powerful with the level 1 Chilling Touch. And it's just better for the center to just make sure that he's controlling the rune for the middle guy, since Invoker doesn't need the runes, and making sure that none of the, especially the Sand King, doesn't get a good rune, so the Invoker will be under a lot of pressure.
Alright, well, yeah, Centaur still just controlling, checking runes whenever possible, and that's going to get a 2-minute illusion rune. Probably Hayo was hoping to get something like a haste or an invis to help him out in lane, but not going to be the case. As for Sand King and AA, they're actually going to go for a smoke, so it looks like Sand King, yeah, he triple stacked the neutrals, and now he's going to smoke towards mid lane, try and get a first blood here on the Invoker.
Sunstrike? I think he uses. Oh, okay. He didn't use the Sunstrike.
No, he's got Forward
I thought
Spirits. He hasn't actually got his second skill yet with the Invoke. He's only got one spell right now.
Yeah, but he's in a very good position, like, to just dodge the gang.
Yeah.
Like, Ohio is not seeing any of the supports coming up to try and, like, usually you see the AA around the side, but
oh, he almost
just
scouts him
coming
out.
yeah, this is really good play from the offlane here.
But the smoke fails. They don't even D-ward either. He wanted to go for that D-ward here. That's a Dire Sentry and a Radiant Observer Ward, but not going to get the chance to D-ward it just now. Ohio actually scares him away.
Yeah, he can't really see where's the position of the centaur, and if he runs up, gets Storm, Sunstrike, he will probably be in trouble since the Invoker is just so nearby.
And since Centaur has boots as well, he's got the movement speed to chase down the Ancient Apparition. So
Yeah, he still hasn't gotten any points in any of his skill, or he just took the Ghost Storm and Double Edge. He sees like there's a chance for him to get some levels, but usually you just keep it until necessary. If you need to go woods, you can just take your return.
alrighty. Well, for the time being, both carries farming away. Void with the 24 CS, 18 to your Clinks. Clockwork's done okay. He's actually denying a little bit. Well, not so much denying, but slowing down the creep wave by keeping some of these creeps locked in. And just not really giving too much the way of Titan Clinks, and trying to just get this wave pulled back as much as possible.
Yeah, it's gonna give him some extra one more level from this wave, and it's gonna be really helpful for him. But the supports can just always double pull and triple use the 3 cam rotation on the Radiant side. And when you have Shaman, you just want to get as much level as possible so that you get to your all crucial level 6. And a 4-minute rune will be regeneration at bottom, not too useful for the support. But Ohio once again will come into the middle.
Yeah, gets hit by gets slowed a bit by the poison sting of a Plague Ward, backs off again, but this is more just scouting out for support ganks, I feel, than even looking for kills. Like, he just wants to stay right above the Invoker in case the Sand King AA try and rotate towards mid lane.
Yeah, I think they just need what they want to do right now for CIS is just get the level 3 on their Sand King so he can just go clear the camp on his own. But the ward is gonna scout out Ohio. He's trying to see if the Sand King is jungling anywhere nearby here.
Yeah, he's not going to manage to do too much here. Sand King gets himself up to level 3, maybe looks towards getting 2 points in the Sandstorm now. He hasn't made a commitment just yet, saving those skill points.
He's gonna take a lot of damage here.
Titan to rotating mid. Ohio's actually, yeah, he's in trouble here after getting galed up as well as the poison thing. That's level 2. Ohio may be our first blood here. Sunstrike gonna go out here. Ohio needs to hit something here. The Plague Wall giving more vision. Ohio's gonna go down. First blood goes to the Clockwork of all heroes. And now the retaliation coming from Titan. They brought in the Shadow Shaman as well as the Rubik. Burrow Strike away. Gonna get himself, actually gets right-clicked down by the Sentry Ward of Titan, helping get the kill here. Net gonna go down as the second hero. They want this Venomancer. They'll get him with the KYXY. Right-click. The chase is on. They want the Ancient Apparition as well. Titan. 2 for 2 trade in the middle lane. Not bad, but first blood did go the way of CIS and to the Clockwork of all heroes.
Yeah, he got it with the rocket. It was extremely lucky there. I was thinking that Ohio might actually want to turn earlier to try and fight, because like the Invoker dropped the Sunstrike in front, but he just kept on running.
I guess he was like, he knows Venom's just gonna kite him around. Like if he turns to stun,
he was gonna die for sure, I feel, and probably he can help his team get the first blood instead of giving the first blood away. Yeah. Just a really small thing. But in the end of the day, it's solo mid Venom and a Sand King for off lane and a support, so still okay for them.
A lot of harass on bottom lane on the Clockwork. He's going to hope for this 6-minute rune to spawn at bottom, and that'll be a nice little pickup if it does. He's got Boots Bottle level 4, and it's going to spawn top, so we see, looks like a Forward Spirit head up there. We'll deny a haste rune, and well, for now, in flame. With that first blood, he's got 20 CS, 10 deny, so he's actually doing really well against this Invoker. Pretty much matching up CS for CS right now, so neither team really pulling ahead for the time being.
I think it's just a really even matchup. He's gonna just get his farm regardless with the Plague Wards, and Invoker is just gonna get his farm with the Forge and his Exalt. But they're gonna try to set up a gank here against the Venom. As long as the Venom is just playing it safe, I don't think he's gonna get ganked. It's gonna be a difficult one.
And Burning did go for the Midas on Faceless Void, so Midas Battle Fury is like okay-ish because you get the attack speed of the Midas. I feel you really need the attack speed there, which is why I don't like the Battle Fury build.
Dude, you just called him Burning.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see a kill at bottom lane. Shadow Shaman and Klinks getting that one. This Klinks is actually looking pretty scary right now. Didn't go for Midas himself. He just wants this Orchid as fast as possible.
Usually you just go Midas regardless, because like with the Midas it gives you so much more levels. Like as Klinks, if you get the Orchid so early, before you have higher points on your Skeletal Walk and your ultimate, your second point in ultimate, which is really crucial, the potential of him getting kills is not as great. And if you get a Midas, it just slows your Orchid by 2 or 3 minutes. I can't remember the exact time, but it wasn't by much. 2 or 3, something around those lines, and it gives you much more levels. So it's better for you to have the Midas.
That's a good point. But Yamate, deciding against. So we're going to see a pause coming out from CIS. They're still looking to get that Clockwork up to level 6. Similar story for Titan. The Ohio offlane Centaur, just level 3.5. Both offlaners have been zoned out really well by the two teams. Clockwork a bit fortunate to get a first blood with a Rocket Flare, so he's actually a bit ahead of Ohio right now.
Yeah, and Ohio was actually stealing a lot of levels from middle since he rotated to middle 2 or 3 times, coming in trying to get a lucky stomp or anything. And he got some of his levels not from his lane, I must say.
Well, Klinks isn't going Midas, but KYXY will, so a Midas Invoker coming out. This seems to be a really common Exalt build. You go Midas into Necrobook and just, like, it's the Zoo strategy. You get the Forward Spirits, you get the Necrobooks, and you just push, using tons of minions as well as combining that with the Serpent Wards from those Shadow Shaman for pushing.
Yeah, I think regardless of what you want to go for as Invoker, Exalt Invoker in particular, Midas is actually a 90% must-have item on him most of the time. Because of the experience, you get levels faster. As Exalt Invoker, you're much more useful to your team as a whole. But this game, I think the main plan for them is why they didn't go for Midas on the Klinks is he wants to pressure Black as early as possible on the Faceless Void.
So even like 1 minute, or even like a 2-minute slower Orchid is just too painful maybe.
I don't think it's actually much difference if he gets a Midas. He can still pressure the Faceless Void. With this build without the Midas, he actually must get a kill. They
may get the Venomancer here. That was an Invis Rubik here. He throws around chucked out the ultimate, but this is not going to get any kills, I don't think, with a Rocket Flare. Ooh, bit of damage going out on this Invoker, but he's still looking pretty healthy. He has a salve once the poison wears off, so he'll heal up and continue to lane at this bottom lane. So nice little gank there. Rubik with the Invis rune. He was so patient. He picked that up at the 8-minute mark, denying it from the Clockwork at bottom lane, and then finally manages to use it.
Just look at the Sand King right now. Here's the time. He has his blink at the moment, but he doesn't have mana for the Epi Blink combination, so he can only rotate around and try to set up with a Burrow Strike. Okay.
Well, yeah, Blink Burrow Strike even on its own is quite a powerful initiation tool. He's level 7, only has 3 points in the Bio Strike though, so we'll be waiting to hit that level 8.
You have to go more on Sandstorm if you are trying to jungle there. So that's a price you must pay for that.
Yeah. Well, and KYX at mid, he's got his double forward spirits up now, so his damage output's pretty scary. If you try and gank him and he manages to stay alive or has the forward spirits up, he can actually easily look for some of those return kills.
Black actually went for Midas of his own.
Yeah.
So probably we'll be looking into no more Battle Fury. Unless he's still like, I remember the times where he was just so greedy as a carry a long time ago. He gets Midas and Battle Fury on anti-mage almost consistently.
What do you go after the Midas treads, do you think?
This game is quite tricky. He needs a BKB but not so early.
Yeah.
Maybe Mask or Madness or even a Maelstrom would be good for him. As long as it gives him enough damage to just burst down the key supports or even the clings when he tries to go for... Yeah, the good thing about going for damage early is he can actually pick up the clings as well with Chrono. But he's going to go for BKB as his first item.
Okay, so play it safe. I guess he knows the Orchid's coming really early from the clink, so he's like, I want this BKB just to make sure I can stay alive. And Yamate, he's pretty much got that Orchid just in about 400-500 gold, so he's actually... As soon as he hits Orchid, he's going to look to roam around the map, and Black probably knows this, so he's preparing for this by tanking up as much as possible.
Yeah, probably that's what he was thinking. He just doesn't want to get picked off solo, but that would just severely limit his damage output to try and get any solo pick off, since he's not going to have any item that boosts his damage at the moment until he gets his next item. Bottom lane, he's going to try and pick off the clings.
Yeah. They've got Sanking here with the Blink Dagger. They were actually trying to bait the Clockwork earlier on, but Clinks didn't fully commit to it. Sanking was in the trees with the Blink Dagger as well as an Epicenter Barrow Strike combo. Meanwhile, mid lane, Titan is smoked up, but they're not going to find anyone here. Clink needs to be careful. He's got his Orchid though, so ganking him is going to come too late. It looks like CIS not going to find any kills at bottom lane. They even TP'd in Black for this, and they're going to be forced back. So this gives AA the top lane. That'll get him up to level 6. So now Ice Blast is online for Team CIS.
He's gonna be running into these 3 heroes.
Hex up, there's going to be a Serpent Ward trap the Shackles. It's not going to come in time. Ned a little bit too slow on that when the Serpent Ward damage is... Well, it's not there for the time being. AA Ice Blast going to catch out 3 by the look of things with the Veno ultimate as well. This damage output is just... Well, it looks like a higher may go down as well. The Ice Blast plus Veno. He gets himself a double kill here. Now Sanking with a Burrow Strike through on KYXY. KYXY still at 700 HP. Should be okay. A higher who's managed to survive not for long. The Rocket Flare snipes him. 3-for-1 trade. Make it another killer. Serpent Ward's finished off the Clockwork now. Clinks comes in with an Orchid. He wants his Sanking. One more right click will be needed. At least one more.
Should be dead.
Ooh, he gets it. Just enough damage output. 3 for 3 in the end, I want to say.
But that was like a huge blunder by letting the FE get his chrono up there.
What was Net thinking? Like, well, he wanted to Serpent Wards and Shackles, but he just couldn't channel the spells fast enough to prevent Void getting off a Chronosphere.
Yeah, I think they just needed the Centaur to be able to follow up after that, but yeah, he didn't get the Shackle and no one was able to follow up after the Chrono, and that was like really bad with the Ice Blast and Rocket Flare coming in.
Yeah. Veno ulti plus AA ultimate, always a powerful combo if you can hit it. And the Chronosphere, you set that up really nicely. 2 heroes shattering just to the Veno ulti plus AA Ice Blast.
And here comes the Kings. He's gonna find Black here. They will need the Sunstrike for this if they want to try for... Yep. There's a chance they might not get the kill if he gets lucky backtracks.
Oh, Black still are going for this one. He tried to stack it up, not gonna do so.
They need Sunstrike for this.
Oh, no Sunstrike being used. It gets a backtrack, 2 backtracks! Oh, he's maxed it out, so it is 25%. I think they almost want to start with a Sunstrike, like hit a Sunstrike before Clinks comes in. I
agree. I think they needed to start with the Sunstrikes from that. Just wait for the Sunstrike to almost certain hit and Orchid after that.
Yeah. Get that little damage boost. And if he backtracks the Sunstrike, you don't get the kill, but hey, that's
top lane.
That's the chance you gotta take.
They're gonna go in on Ohio, oh god.
Link Sun to start things off. There will be a Gale and a Poison Sting here. Pops a Stampede, may just look to TP out. The Epicenter not going to matter too much, and with the Orchid on the Venomancer, Ohio's not going to land a stun here. Ice Blast goes through. Kling still gets a kill in the AA. Now Rubik showing up. We'll see Venomancer look to re-engage here. Going to try and bring down Yamate. Yamate taking a lot of damage. 1 or 2 more right clicks will finish him off. He's going to try and fight his way out of this one. Gets a kill with Zanking. Pays for it with his life, though. I don't think he had to... I think he thought he was going to shatter, but he was actually okay. He didn't actually need to fight. Now the Chronosphere comes out. Void Black is looking for Extinct. 1 or 2 more right clicks will finish off the job. Extinct. He's staying alive. Pops the magic wand. He's still good to go. June has a Rocket Flare in 3 seconds. It's going to throw out one last Fade Bolt here. Black getting low. The Venomancer throws a Poison Nova. In comes Net with a Shackles. He brings down the Faceless Void. Double it's not enough to kill off In Flame. Meanwhile, the Clockwork goes down to the Shadow Shaman Serpent Wards once again. A lot of damage output coming out from the Venomancer. Poison Quast, but just keep questing up that HP regen, and Titan. That's a good trade for them, as CIS just
Dire's
dive a
middle
bit too
tower
deep
is
winter.
under attack.
Yeah, and the
Wow.
Ice Blast is they're just trying to dodge the Ice Blast. Look at how they are positioning themselves.
Yeah.
They know
Is that
it's
at the
coming.
fountain? I didn't even see where it went, but it definitely
Ah,
missed.
it went here.
Okay, gotcha.
But Black was like a casualty there, so it was really bad for them to lose him as well. And he didn't have he didn't use his Midas too, so
Dire's top tower
it's gonna
is
be a
under
huge loss of
attack.
GPM for that.
Yep.
And
Keepy's towards mid lane, probably minus one of these big creeps and be on his way back to farming. But he's just not ready to fight with just these current items of his. Like he needs to farm beyond this. Oh, another Ice Blast. Net sees it coming, he blinks out. Cheeky bit of play there coming out from both the two teams.
yeah, this is like the most annoying thing as a support, having Clockwork and A on the enemy team. They're just
Yeah.
constantly harassing you with those global spells. But this game, I feel like even if he gets his BKB, it's just gonna ensure he's gonna survive. But the actual DPS is just far from the Faceless Void until he gets his like at least one damage item.
And you look towards Titan, their damage output with both Invoker with Necrobook as well as the Clink with Orchid Treads, and will be working maybe just towards the BKB himself, but his damage output already is really nice for single target. For Void, his damage output's just not impressive.
Yeah, but the Clinks he can actually afford to, if he wants to, just continue with more damage, and he doesn't really need. He's not too pressured to get a BKB since he has so many of spells of his team to just be able to protect him. As long as he comes in at the right time, he doesn't really need to worry about anything else. But BKB is just gonna make sure that he can just go in first.
Alrighty, well, Titan gonna have Yamate still prowling around on the Dire jungle here. He pops an invis, he's gonna maybe walk right into the Sentry Rod. Gonna be so careful. CS are trying to bait him
shot.
in, but
He wanted to hookshot there.
yeah, he knew Yamate was nearby. He saw him go into the invis, the skeleton walk, and he had a dust as well. So potential kill, but just 2 points in the battery assault. So not quite the best solo killing Clockwork build. But this game I think the Rocket plays better than maxing battery assault. But
Yeah, I think
for
so.
scenarios like that, not gonna help.
Yeah, but catching the Clinks without a BKB early, you don't really need the battery assault. You just need your team to be
Radiant's
nearby
top tower
and just
is
pick him
under
off. The
attack.
Clinks is fairly weak without any HP items. He's gonna build into a BKB right now, so it's gonna be giving him a lot of like
Oh, the
safety.
dust gonna miss. Oh man, Yamate was just positioned outside the dust, and he scouts out the
Dire's
entire
middle
rotation
tower
from CIS.
has
CIS is
fallen.
still looking to go in here. They've got a blink on the Sand King, but Titan just positioned far enough away. They've got the Serpent Wards up. They've got the Forward Spirits,
They
and
don't-
Yamate, he just scouts everything.
And they
He's-
don't have any sentries as well for the Clinks.
The dust is on cooldown. They already used it and did nothing with it, so Clink's just still being a complete menace here. And yeah, nothing CIS can really do about this. It's almost as if they just need to buy a really early gem right now.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. They really need a early gem to try and just to make sure that the Clinks doesn't give them so much pressure. He's just moving around the map so freely at the moment, and while he's doing that, his team actually took down the tier 1 with a Shaman ultimate there. And now they're gonna try and set up for a bottom kill. If anyone comes in to farm this huge creep wave, there's gonna be a Sunstrike and Centaur. And
They got the
Shaman.
double blinks as well, Shadow Shaman and Centaur. But for now, CIS grouped us for it top lane. They leave Venomancer towards the mid lane, still working on a mech. So this is not the fastest mech coming out from this Veno, despite having a fairly good laning stage.
He actually died a lot of times as well. That's why he didn't really get a lot. He lost a lot of gold from that, but he's gonna still get it around in the next. He just needs 100 gold, I think. Oh,
There's
bottom lane.
They've gone in on Junior. There's your Sunstrike as well to combine with the double edge. Clockwork goes down. Nice play there, but Titan Net needs to get himself out of here. Has a TP scroll. Looks like they're not going to go in. Meanwhile, AA, he's in all sorts of trouble here with the Stampede. AA are going to go down. Nicely played by Yamate. Venomancer walks into this one as well. Hasn't picked up his mech. He's got the gold for it, but a high with a blink stun double edge. Nice Epicenter. Burrow Strike. It's going to come in from the Sand King, but the Epicenter doesn't actually get off. The Burrow Strike was used first. Now Black goes in. Will finish off the Shadow Shaman, but that's just one kill. Going the way of CIS in exchange for 3. Black going to get silenced up. He's in trouble now. The hoof stop there as well. Couple more right clicks will finish him off. Double edge being used as well. And Black goes down. Faceless Void takes a fall. Oh, Demons. He walks into the Sunstrike. Bullseye. KYXY nails the Sand King. And another kill goes the way of Team Titan. Well, they're looking good here, Winter.
Yeah, that fight was like a bit of. I think the Sand King should have just epied before he went in. I don't think he would have gotten his epi off if he blinks in and Barshak like this. They needed the epi. Without the damage there, they couldn't possibly take that fight.
He wanted the instant stun, but like you say, didn't have a chance of getting an epicenter off, and they couldn't actually get any
Dire's
kills here. This
bottom
is something
tower
CIS.
is under
You look at
attack.
a team with an AA ultimate plus Venom ultimate and like Clockwork Sanking, and you don't normally think, oh, they need more damage, but it really feels like they're lacking damage output in these fights. When Faceless Void is not hitting for much, he's going for a BKB, and even with that, he's only just going to stay alive. So it's really a tough position for CIS to be in right now.
Yeah, bottom lane. Yamate is gonna try and pick up the. Oh, Sunstrike's not gonna hit there.
Inflame going to survive this one as, well, they managed to avoid losing another hero here. We'll see a little repeat of this last little fight here. AA, that was the start. They dived for they got 2 kills to start things off. Like, it was a 5v3 from the get-go, and that's where CIS, fighting 3v5, even though they got a good engagement, they just didn't have the numbers.
All of the damage right now comes from their spells, and without having the proper setup, like if the FV doesn't set it up for his team, it's going to be hard for CIS team to just get a good combination of, unless like Titan clumps up while focusing on someone and the Sand King gets a huge epi Barrel Strike off.
Yep. Well, now Titan grouped up near the top lane. They're going to maybe find themselves in a 5v5 fight here. Sand King's got level 11, but no epicenter for now.
30 seconds, yeah.
If he had epicenter here, this would be a level 2 epicenter. He's going to see a blink stun going on Net here. Net in a bit of trouble. He's not going to be able to get off it, and he spells it, but in comes the Centaur. Blink, Hoofstomp catches out 2 or 3. They lose 2 immediately. Chronosphere goes down. Going to catch Extinct as well as a higher. Unfortunately for the Centaur, he walked into it, but KYXY shows up. This will push Black back, and without a BKB, he's losing all his mana to the Necrobox. He's going to go down. The damage not done here. They'll chase down AO on the Ancient Apparition. 4 heroes dead. Venomancer the last one standing. They're not even going to bother chasing him. They go for the tier 1 tower. They'll push on from there, and well, this is suddenly Titan with a huge advantage. They only lose the Shadow Shaman, a higher with a timely initiation, and well, Titan just keep getting further and further ahead. This fast Necro 3 from Invoker just cripples the Faceless Void.
Yeah, the mana burn is just so useful for him. Not to mention, later part in the fights, he can use the summons to just try and scout out the position of the Sand King and the Clockwork. These two heroes just rely so much on their positioning, and having the Necro summons and the Fort Spirit is just going to be allowing Titan to just make sure that they have a clear idea of where the Sand King and the Clock is hiding.
Well, Mech finally picked up for the Venomancer. This is 21 minutes in. You put a Venom mid, you're hoping for like a 13 to 15 minute match.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So that really did put a big thorn in their side this game. If they had that Mechalord earlier, they'd be able to do a lot more as far as fighting goes. They had the fast Sand King Blink Dagger, but just haven't been able to use this Blink Dagger on demons to do anything at all this game. He's
Yeah.
level 11, so he's been the one here they've invested so much into, but he hasn't come up big.
And the smoke, the Clock's going to dispel the smoke. They're going to go in on the Clock here.
Yeah, they get the chain blink initiations here. They get the kill here, but actually Net caught on the low ground. He may be the sacrificial land. They'll use an epicenter for this as well. 2 ultis as well. SK actually blinks to the high ground. Extinct in bit trouble. He stole the epicenter. He's going to turn it around with an Orchid onto the Venomancer. Venomancer may go down as well. BKB being used. Hoofstomp going to catch up Black as well. Black taking too much damage. He won't even get the Chronosphere. Down goes Black on the Faceless Void. Double kill going the way of Yamate, and he's not done. He's looking for more. He's on the low ground. He's not going to get the kill. That goes to KYXY. He's on a wicked 6-3. Tier 2 tower goes down bottom. And Titan, they're going to look to break the high ground.
Yeah, they're just in such a huge lead right now from all the snowball. Like they won the early game so convincingly, and without Void having a good start, it's just gonna be very difficult for CIS to just try and. They are the ones having the team fight lineup, but they just can't team fight now.
Yeah. Oh, nice blink Barrow Strike. Catches out 2 here. Clockwork hook shot to follow KYXY though. He'll get out of there okay, and Clink with a silence scares off the Clockwork. He needs to be a bit careful here. He's very low, doesn't have BKB. Ice Blast's going to go flying. Will it land? KYXY gets himself out of there just in time. Clink's now stunned up. There is detection by the looks of things, and they get the kill there on Yamate, but a bit of a small consolation prize considering how badly they lost those last couple fights, but still a good pick-off nonetheless.
Yeah, there was a lot of goal for the Sand King though.
But that's the hero you don't need more gold on. He's got his Blink Dagger. He's, I guess, gets a 4-star, but like you want that gold on Black.
I think get a Veil on Sand King would be good, like for their lineups. A Veil just boosts up their damage output so much.
No, I agree, but he goes for the 4-star instead, and as things stands for CIS, they're down by 15k gold. The experience just as bad, and things not looking good for them. Black will have a BKB in the next team fight, but even with a BKB, the physical damage just still destroys him. Invoker combined with Clink can just destroy him, and it's another pick-off. Sand King once again. He got all that gold, he got the Blink and the 4-star, but with the Blink Hex, the Blink Stun from a Centaur, these pick-offs are so easy to find for Titan.
Yeah, especially with the amount of map control they have, they can just like hide in the trees and just wait for anyone to come farm the lane, and if you don't farm
Radiant's
at
middle
the
tower
moment
is under
for
attack.
CIS team, you're not trying to get back into the game. So it's gonna be a very hard game for them already from this position right now. They have to just rely on Black landing. Like the only way they can win a team fight is just by landing the chrono on at least 3 of the heroes. If he
Oh.
lands it on like less than 3, I don't think they can win the team fights.
Neck gets spotted out in the trees by a Clockwork Rocket Flare. They know what's up here with Titan, looking for some more pickoffs, looking for some more kills, but not going to find anything else for the time being. Ahayo's got himself a gem, so detection is on Titan's side, although they don't need it for the invis detection, apart from the sanking. They're just looking to control the map here. Blink forward from net. Drops the 7 wards on the high ground, just wants to bring down the tier 3 tower. Will do so. The Necrobook's going as well now, and they'll start working around these Raxes. There is no glyph right now for CIS, so they've got to engage. Someone like this Faceless Void needs to go, and he's trying to go in from the side, from the background. He's going to go up to the high ground just to defend this one, though, but it's just Clinks. He does not want to use a Chronosphere for this, but he will. This is a BKB Clinks. I don't think they can kill this Clinks. He's going to Skeleton Walk away from this. He'll be just fine. Centaur goes blinking, catches out 2 in the back. Epicenter now goes flying through. Extinct getting low, but he's not going to go down just yet. Ice Plus may finish off. He stole the Chronosphere, turned it around on Team CIS. 2 for 2 trade so far. The Chronosphere in exchange not really doing enough, and Black still fighting. Hasn't got a BKB. Will finish off another hero. Clinks goes down, and Titan, they're getting pushed back. KYX are taking a lot of damage from the Venomancer poison. Here's a blink stun coming from the Centaur. Will they look to turn around on Black? They need more spells here. Deafening Blast comes out. Black, though's got a Time Walk. Goes forward, wants KYXY. KYXY force stuffs out into a Ghost Ball. Clockwork Rocket Flare gets him down to 50 HP. Looks like KYXY will escape to fight another day, but a decent hold coming out from CIS. They lose their melee racks, but considering the position they were in, that was as good a fight as any.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
they used one of the buybacks on Clockwork. That was still a really costly fight though.
Yeah, the Chronosphere wasn't great, but it was still it gave CIS enough room to push Titan back.
Yeah, they forced Titan's supports to come in because it was the Clinks inside the Chronosphere. Even though he got his BKB off and everything, they needed to be ready to try and help him. But by getting into that position, like you mentioned, like the Venom was able to deal a lot of damage with his Gale and Poison Nova.
Oh my god, Invoker's got a Hex all of a sudden. This Invoker is filthy rich. Hex, Necro 3, 4 staff. This is why you go Midas. Yamate, maybe wishing he was this farmed if he'd gone for a Midas himself, but he's got tons of farm himself. He's got Orchid, BKB, picks up an Ultimate Orb. I wonder if it's going to be just a sort of Blink and Sphere, or maybe even another
Hex.
Scythe device.
I think he's gonna go for a Hex because like with the Hex he's gonna be able to pick off like the Faceless Void before he BKBs, and that's gonna be huge for them because CIS has only to count on the Faceless Void initiation to win the fights, and having the Hex means that they are in such a better position to start a fight.
Yeah, well, Yamate going to just go for a prowl here, see what he can find in the Dire jungle. And Sanking nearby, but he's got Blink and 4 staff. Gets pinged out. I think he walked past the Sentry Ward, so they know Clinks was nearby, and I think Titan will get themselves an uncontested tier 2 tower here. Nothing CIS can really do to defend this one, even with the Sanking Epicenter backup. They've got no hookshot for a bit. He actually used the hookshot. I'm not sure what that was on.
Tower has fallen.
But it is on cooldown now.
He was trying to use it on the Clinks. I didn't really see as well.
Yeah. Clinks has a BKB though, so even if you hit that, he likely escapes. But well, they get the tier 2 top. They're going to actually swing mid, so go for another outer tower, get another tier 2.
It's very hard for them to fight outside. I don't think they can fight outside their base already now. They're
Void
too
picked
far
up a
behind.
broadsword. Probably going for a Crystallis, I guess. Like get a crit from this.
But doesn't give you attack speed though. He needs
No.
attack speed as well.
That's his Midas. I don't know. Radiant Observer, that's a nice little observer ward play I didn't know about.
Dire's structures are
Coming out from
fortified.
Titan at the mid lane, just going to help them out with this push. So they can, if that sees Black here, he'll come by it right now.
Yeah, they can jump and hex him on with the Shadow Shaman now.
Oh, he pops his BKB, gets a Chronosphere off. He wants Yamate could be in some trouble here. Sanking goes in with an Epicenter. Yamate does get off his BKB. Deafening Blast meter catches out 2 here. Demon's going to go down elsewhere. Shadow Shaman gets a kill on the Clockwork with the Serpent Wards. Demons goes down 2 for 1 trade so far. Shadow Shaman for the Clockwork and the Sanking. Looks like Titan wanted to maybe re-engage here. Clinks was getting low here, but pops a Death Pack, so that gets him back up to about 800 plus HP. And with Veno ultimate, actually still up. Veno didn't use his ulti there, but doesn't have mana for right now. The tier 2 tower going to go down. Black gets lifted up. There's a Chain Stun as well. There's a Silence. He's got no BKB. What are you thinking, Black? You should not have gone for that tower deny. Feeds his life away, and KYXY with the last hit. He's on a godlike streak. And it's GG. CIS tap out.
They're too far behind already. There's no way they can win the game. But it just came down to the
Radiant
Void
victory.
and the way their lineup works. If they just fall behind from the laning phase, they got ganked too much. It's very hard for them to just go into the fights early on. They don't have enough damage with the Void going for early BKB.
It's a good start for Titan. They need some momentum here at WPC. They were getting interviewed before the game and just saying stuff like, "Hey, look, we're." I think the Chinese interviewer asked like, "Oh, you guys here to become the champions?" And they're like, "Oh no, we're just here to improve and get better before TI4." So for Titan, they want to get some momentum. This is one of the easier opponents, but they've got to verse teams like DK, IG, VG Gaming further along in the tournament. So it only gets tougher from here.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really good way to warm up their match. Warm up the team chemistry and especially get your drafts better for the next more important matches coming up.
It's good their first match wasn't like against a team like DK, because that could have been a bit demoralizing if that was the case. But on the other side, you've got CIS.
You just have to cheese if that happens.
Yeah. On the other side, CIS, they're now 0-3 in the WPC. They lost 0-2 earlier. I think actually, are they 0-3 or maybe even 0-5? They lost to the Chinese team Orenda, and I think they also lost to LGD. So CIS are yet to get a win. They're 0-5. Not looking all too good, but we'll be seeing more of them in the days to come, as well as Game 2. We've got Game 2 coming up, Titan vs CIS. Thanks everyone for tuning into the Beyond the Summit stream. I'm Gods, joining me with Winter. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have Game 2 of WPC Dota 2 action coming your way.